No era, no rollout, no promotion, just a song. It arrived quietly, without a plan, without pressure, without a moment designed to shine. In an industry built on noise, this kind of silence is usually forgotten. Songs without eras are expected to disappear, buried by the next release, the next trend, the next headline. Many believed this one would do the same. At the time, there was no stage waiting for it and no explanation offered to the world. Some called it temporary. Others said it was too soft, too personal, too small to matter. Without an era to hold it, they assumed it had nowhere to belong. That assumption followed it from the beginning, quietly questioning its purpose and its future. But the song refused to leave, not loudly and not dramatically. It stayed the way memories stay, subtle and persistent. While other songs chased attention and trends changed by the week, this one waited patiently. It lived in late nights, long drives, and quiet rooms where headphones made space for honesty. It never demanded to be heard. It simply asked to be felt. Behind that calm surface, pressure still existed. Expectations grew heavier with every release that followed. Every moment of silence was questioned. Why release something so emotional without protection? Why let a song exist without being pushed? The choice looked risky, even careless, but it came from trust. Not everything needs to be forced. Some things need time. Fans understood that immediately. They did not treat it like a hit, but like comfort. A song about waiting, distance, and longing that felt strangely familiar. It did not age as months passed. It stayed relevant because emotions rarely expire. People returned to it not out of habit, but out of need. Years went by. New eras arrived and disappeared. Bigger stages were built and louder moments took over the spotlight. Yet this song remained untouched by time. Its numbers did not explode or spike suddenly. They accumulated slowly, steadily, the way trust is built. Each listen stacked on the last, carried by people who kept choosing it when the world felt too fast. Doubts never fully disappeared. Critics questioned its impact and its power. How could something without an era stand beside songs designed for domination? The answer was simple. It was never competing. It was surviving. No radio push followed it. No viral challenge carried it. Only listeners did, returning again and again for reasons no chart could measure. And then, quietly and without ceremony, it crossed a line no one expected. No announcement tour followed. No victory lap was taken. Jungkook, Still With You was officially certified gold. Not because it was pushed there and not because it was planned, but because it belonged there. This was not a victory for strategy. It was a victory for sincerity. A reminder that not every song needs an era to matter. Some songs live longer than eras ever could. No era, no promo, just truth. And in the end, that truth was enough to turn a quiet song into gold. Because the meaning of that moment went deeper than a certification. It forced people to look back and ask a question no one had asked before. How did a song with no era, no promotion, and no pressure manage to last this long? In an industry obsessed with speed, how did something so patient survive? The answer was never hidden. It was simply ignored. The song did not try to become a moment. It chose to become a companion. While other tracks were designed to peak fast and fade just as quickly, this one accepted the long road. It allowed listeners to grow into it, to change with it, to return to it as different people than they were before. For Jungkook, this song carried a different kind of weight. It was not about proving ability or reaching new heights. It was about honesty, about allowing vulnerability to exist without armor. Releasing something like that without protection meant accepting uncertainty. It meant trusting listeners more than systems, and time more than strategy. That choice was not easy. Silence can be louder than criticism. When a song isn't pushed, people assume it failed. When there is no celebration, people assume there is no value. Letting the song stand alone meant accepting that misunderstanding. It meant letting go of control and resisting the urge to explain. And yet, that silence became its strength. Listeners filled the space themselves. They attached memories to it. First nights away from home, long-distance relationships, moments of waiting when answers did not come. The song did not tell them what to feel. It allowed them to feel whatever they needed. That is why it stayed. As time passed, something shifted. The song stopped being just a release. It became a reference point, a reminder of a quieter version of success, a reminder that not everything meaningful arrives with fireworks. Some things arrive like a light left on in the dark, unnoticed at first, but deeply appreciated when needed most. The industry continued to move forward. Algorithms changed, platforms evolved, attention spans shortened. Still, the song remained untouched by those changes. It did not rely on visibility, it relied on resonance, and resonance does not disappear when trends move on. By the time the certification arrived, many listeners had already known the truth. The gold did not change how the song felt. It simply confirmed what time had already proven, that this song mattered, that it had weight, that it had lived a full life long before numbers caught up. For fans, the moment felt personal, not like a trophy being handed out, but like a quiet acknowledgement, a recognition of years spent listening, waiting, returning. It felt like being seen without having to ask, like a shared understanding finally put into words. And for the song itself, gold was not a destination. It was a milestone on a road still unfolding, because songs like this do not end when they are certified. They continue to exist in moments that cannot be counted, in emotions that cannot be tracked, in lives that keep changing. This is what happens when music is allowed to breathe. No era to limit it. No promotion to define it. No timeline to rush it. Just truth, moving at its own pace. Years from now, when newer songs replace today's hits, this one will still be there, waiting, not competing for attention, but offering presence, the same way it always has. That is the quiet power of Still With You. They never pushed it. They didn't have to. Because some songs don't need to be pushed forward. They simply walk beside us. And when we finally look back, we realize they were never left behind. They were just moving slowly, together with us, still here, still loved, still gold.